What is going on, everybody? UFC 274 capped off an exciting weekend of fights with Bellator in Paris as well as PFL. Lot to talk about. Charles Oliveira, we'll work backwards. Charles Oliveira showed that the weight cut, all the drama really didn't matter, even though it was drama. That really sucked what happened. I didn't think that it was going to play an outcome as far as the as far as the results concerned. I didn't think it was going to affect anything because it wasn't like, I mean, yeah, he was dry. He couldn't get that last pound out, but it looked like he was on weight. It was a miscalculation from as far like it was an external problem. It wasn't like he came in the week to fight week with a really hard weight cut. All things from what we saw. So that's a big issue for those of you who have cut weight, who understand what I'm talking about. It was just a lot of BS stress, a lot of unnecessary stress, and he got stripped of his belt. You know, he paid for it, and now he's gonna have to fight for it again. So that does a lot. Like that sets this. Things are gonna be different. This changes things for the landscape that I was talking about earlier this week with the UFC light heavyweight division, because obviously Charles is fighting for the belt again, especially after he won. Charles' straight right hand there in that fight, that was like, you know, Justin has crazy explosive power. He does great with throwing from weird angles. He establishes with a really whip jab, and then he'll throw crazy power punches, especially with that right hand. Now, similar to how Dustin knocked him out, Dustin has a laser left hand. Charles kind of has the same striking pattern as far as the laser right hand. And sometimes that's the kryptonite to the style that Gaethje brings as far as the striking is concerned. Now, and that was the straight right that dropped him was what started the whole thing into that beautiful back take that we all know that Charles Oliveira has. I'm going to start watching video on how Charles takes that back. I mean, I don't think that's something that I could do as a fighter. I don't have that build. I'm very short and stocky. I have to use just extreme hip pressure to take the back. But I just love how he just combs down the arm with his leg right into that, to the hook. It's really freaking awesome. And the way he just cinches his nice long arms in, those nice lean arms in for the choke, it's great. So, okay, that was basically what we touched there. So we're going to get into his possibilities next opponent in a little bit, but let's go down the notch. Oh, Thug Rose had an off night, flat night. Sounds like her corner had a flat night. They're getting ridiculed on social media right now. I'm not going to do that. As someone who's taken if you look at my career, I've taken the bad approach every third fight. Considering I have a record of 15-7. So it happens. You know, she's the best in the world. We have off nights. Everyone has an off night. In baseball, you might see 20 times a season that the best player in the league doesn't have a hit. You probably closer to 30. You know, unfortunately, our season is our career, and we really have to pay for it whenever we have an off night. I saw some stuff, and I was wondering about that because I know Trevor Whitman is being looked at right now the same way that Greg Jackson was being looked at about 10 years ago with the game planning and the striking and everything like that. And yeah, people are starting to fry him. But again, it was a rough approach. You know, Carla brought it too. She's one of the best in the world too, and sometimes it gets stifled. You know, they're still there. They're still top three. You know, they might get a rematch immediately. They're one fight away. But it's just an off night. That's all I saw it. You're going to see both camp and fighter grow substantially from this. You know, they're probably watching the video as I'm doing this video. And don't take away from Carla. You know, lackluster fight, sure, but she did what she had to do to win. When you're in a fight like that and you feel things are going your way, you don't fix what's not broken. You just keep doing it, and she did that. So, congratulations to Carla. We'll probably see that fight again real soon. Now, fight that everyone's talking about, Michael Chandler knocking out Tony Ferguson with that front kick, making me eat some crow. I had that as my underdog pick on Betting Bananas. I think that you see with these wrestlers, like, they just have explosive hips, and that's where that came from. That front kick, especially with his right hand, same thing. He showed why he's in the UFC. The last 18 months it's been a murderer's row he's fought. He's going to be fighting for the belt again within the next year. Depends which direction they're going to go with him now. he called out Conor McGregor. I think he deserves that fight. I think that Conor needs that fight as well, because Conor don't deserve a title fight, not at any weight class. Who's and if you look at the last two losses of both fighters, okay, previously, before Michael knocked out Tony, he was 0-2. His fight, even though he lost to Charles early, his fights were way more competitive than Conor's, and both were in losses. And now, Michael's coming off a win. Anyway, that's the fight to make. I mean, no, let me get ahead of myself. That's the way to go. Good way to go. But I'm going to stick with what I said earlier, earlier this week, as far as winner of Chandler Ferguson has to go through Dustin Poirier for a title fight. All roads go through Dustin, and I think that that's what we need to see. I think that we need to see Dustin and Michael. That's what I think. Hopefully I'll get a hold of Dustin and see what he has to say about that. But I know he said something similar about that. He tweeted something that sounds favorable earlier this week. But yeah, it would, like I said, guys, great night of fights. Got a lot to look forward going in. Bellator is coming up the next couple months. They're going to be really kicking butt. And that's what I got. Let me know what else you want to talk about, guys. Later.